back to the Golf News Podcast. I'm Joe Calabro. We are excited to be joined by Jeff Morrone, who earlier this week GolfNewsRI welcomed as a podcaster, content creator, and various other things. He's a kind of a utility person, utility player, as they say in baseball. And we welcome him on as a guest for a quick conversation here on the podcast. Jeff, welcome to GolfNewsRI #1, and thanks for giving us a few minutes today.
Yeah, Joe, thank you so much for, having me here on the podcast, but also just making me part of the team. I'm super excited to join GolfNewsRI, and, it's always great when you can work in the golf world and also do it in your own state and help promote golf around your own state. So it's really exciting to be a part of the team.
Now I met you through social media, honestly.
Yeah.
You've been the purveyor of the Rhody Runback Podcast. You built that baby up to almost 3,000 followers. You've interviewed some of the top basketball prospects and stars in the state and in kind of the country, really. You've had some people from Texas and various places, but just talk about promote your own thing because it's impressive. I enjoy the podcast myself. So just talk about the Rhody Runback and how you built that up over the years and kind of where that came from.
So the Rhody Runback was an idea that I had on my way back from Texas. Actually, I was living in Texas for a little bit, and it just like dawned on me that hey, we don't have really a lot of coverage of our own basketball, sports, and world. And when I was down in Texas at the time, I had noticed that they had their own Fox Sports for Dallas sports, for football and basketball and everything. So it was kind of nuts. It's wow, there's a lot of coverage down here. They cover high school athletes, and I remember being a high school athlete myself. And I did something. I scored a goal on senior night, and being not the most. I did play soccer my senior year, so I didn't really get the start that much. So it was the first time I got to start, and I scored a goal, and no one interviewed me, or I didn't even get they did an interview. They talked about me in the paper, but they couldn't be found for an interview or something like that. So it was just very interesting. So I wanted to do something for the kids around here because they don't get enough recognition. I feel like we have some really great basketball players in our state. We have some really great athletes in our state that we don't recognize. And I think even now it's starting to come out more because you're starting to see us get athletes from Rhode Island, start to get more in the public eye. Kwity Paye, playing for the Colts. Now you got Joe Mazzulla coaching the Celtics, who was a Rhode Island athlete and basketball star. And you got Isaiah Miranda, who is a 4 or 5 star recruit who is playing out in Southern California. So, being able to interview those guys and, Sebastian Thomas, who starts here in our own backyard at URI, giving them the spotlight and giving those kids those future Joe Mazzullas and Kwity Paye's the spotlight and interviews that they deserve and being able to talk to them. So it's been a wild ride, and, obviously taking a little bit of a break because trying to revamp some things and, but, we'll get it back going soon.
That's the thing about independent media like us and Rhody Runback. You're always looking to revamp.
Exactly.
Always needs a revamp. But yeah, I appreciate the Rhody Runback, and we are trying to do the same thing, draw attention to local golf, very local golf in most cases, and we're doing that for 3 years now, a little over 3 years, whatever. And the high school kids love it, and we're looking to keep doing it, and we're excited to bring you on to advance what we've already done and advance to where I got GolfNewsRI too, and take it to the next level going into next year, both on social media following and content creation, and various other projects that I know you're excited about. But talk about your history in golf. I guess that sounds weird, but talk about your love of golf. Why? What about golf interests you, and certainly what about kind of GolfNewsRI kind of interests you?
Yeah. So for my history in golf, or my first. Golf has always been a love of mine. Growing up, it was basketball and golf were the 2 sports that I played the most, and I actually played golf in high school and everything. And but it was really my dad and my grandfather who got me into it. My dad's dad, both great golfers. My grandfather, I not even lying, I think he had 20 hole-in-ones in his lifetime. He started golfing was like 28. Yeah, and he won some club championships at Winnipeg, and very well known golfer. And then my dad was a great golfer too in the state. Fortunately, I didn't really take too much after them, but my dad played at Bryant. He actually ended up facing my grandfather in the Winnipeg championship. It was a really cool battle between the two of them. They went to like extra holes and stuff. So my dad said he always let him win because he wanted to be able to go home that night and sleep in bed. So, but yeah, my dad, great golfer. He's played against some guys, professionals that play now, and in his college career and stuff. So my dad's a great golfer, and just passed it down to me. I was a decent golfer in high school. Unfortunately, I stopped. I didn't know why, and then I just picked it back up 10 years ago, and wanted to get back into it. And I just love it. I love going out on weekends. I love playing in tournaments. It's just something that's just been like a passion of mine. That you enjoy it so much. I love being outside in the golf ball, and I always laugh. Like there's days where you have frustrating days where you get that one good shot and it brings you back to the next day that like gets you're hooked again. And what attracted me to Golf News RI is what you're doing, Joe. You're doing something that's just, it had a little bit of like the Rhody Runback spin to it, but like what you've done for Rhode Island golf is awesome. You're covering amateur, you're covering high school, you're giving news about pro, you're working your butt off, man. I love it. I love the work. And I was just super excited to get into the golf world and be able to help create the golf content, and knowing you and reached out to you and everything. I'm lucky that you brought me on. So
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's super exciting to have you. Looking forward to working with you going forward. I know you have plans that we don't want to go out right now because you're still in development, but potentially another podcast adding to our network, and potentially more social content for sure, more clips, reels, all kinds of other crap. So it's super exciting to bring you on. Super exciting day for Golf News RI, and as we look to continue to move this forward, right? It's just about taking the next step. And I think, as I said famously on your podcast, I didn't start this to lose.
yeah,
I'm doing this to try to be the best. So, and I think you can help us get there. So thanks so much for coming on, and your interest, and looking forward to working with you just and starting tomorrow.
yeah.
But yeah.
We're gonna do great things, Joe. We're gonna Golf News RI won't be Golf News RI anymore. It's be Golf News nationwide. So we're gonna be doing great things. So
That'd be a good day when that
yeah.
happens. Jeff, thanks so much for taking a few minutes. I appreciate it. And again, thanks for joining Golf News RI. We really appreciate it, and looking forward to the future.
Yeah, same here. Thanks so much, Joe.